Now, what if just a 2% shift in your business could result in hundreds of thousands more in income over the next few years? I'm not talking about hiring a full-time ISA or blowing your budget on lead gen. I'm talking about tiny tweaks, like simple, nearly effortless adjustments you make on how you convert that don't cost you much more time, much more energy, but they do create long-term massive results. There's the thought that my coach, John Cheplack, always used to say, which is tiny hinges swing big doors. And today, I'm going to give you 5 of them that can transform your real estate business if you stick with them. I'm Isaac Guzman, and I help agents and team leaders grow smarter, not just harder. As one of the executives and head of coaching at Space Real Estate at LPT Realty, we coach our partners every day on how to increase income through better systems, cleaner conversion, and a clear plan for scale. What I'm about to show you is a piece of that playbook. All right, so I'm going to just break it all down for you right here. Enough build up. Let's just get right to it. First things first, respond within 90 seconds faster to new leads. Sounds simple, right? Almost kind of dumb, but it's still true. Nearly 80% of buyers work with the first agent they talk to and meet. Okay, so if you can close the gap, even by a minute, even by 90 seconds, all right, you're the first voice they hear. Now, let's say that bumps your lead to client conversion from 5% to 6.5%. Tiny change, right? Small tweak, less than 2% difference there. If you're getting 200 leads in a year, that's 3 more clients. At $11,500 in commission per deal, that's an extra $33,750. Now, I came up with that $250 or whatever, based on like a $450,000 average price point at 2.5% commission. Okay, so if that's the average commission, well, that's $33,750 more than the year before. All right, no tech, no extra calls, just a faster response. That's wild. Think about what you can do with that $33,000 in 1 year just because you said, I'm not going to do the call after I finish making my coffee. I'm going to do it right now. That's the difference maker across 200, all right, leads. Now let's jump into the number 2 thing that we're talking about. Change one follow-up line in your script. Instead of saying, are you still looking? Right? When you're following up with somebody, maybe they've ghosted you for a little while. Maybe you've been waiting for them for a minute. Maybe you're in a pond of some type because your team has that. All right. Instead of asking, are you still looking? We get a better response when we ask, did you already find the perfect home? It's really, really weird, but it's super simple. That one shift changes the energy. It assumes progress. It reopens the conversation. And most importantly, it removes pressure. Now, here's the thing. It's not confrontational either. It's more curious. All right. Most agents never really test this, but we've seen anywhere between 15 to 20% more replies just by changing that line. So let's say that gets you 2 more closings per year based on those numbers earlier. That's an extra 22.5 in your pocket from one sentence. Crazy, right? But the reality is, like, that's just stone cold how it works. People will respond to those things a lot better than, are you still looking? Okay, now let's jump into the third thing, tiny hinge, number 3, right? Add a simple reactivation campaign every 90 days to any old leads, all right? We're talking about those old, like 18-month to 36-month old leads. That's fine. Grab 100 of them, okay, that you haven't talked to in at least 6 months. Like, it's got to be further back than 6 months. And you text them this, hey, comma, just curious, did your plans to buy or sell change, or are you still looking for the right opportunity? That's it. No fancy funnel. That line pulls in about 5, anywhere up to 10% response rates. And again, that doesn't sound wild, but even if that gets you just 1 extra deal per quarter, that's 4 more per year. That's 45 grand. Okay? That's pretty crazy. From leads you've already paid for. All right, think about that. Leads you've already paid for, you've already sunk the cost into them. All right, so let's jump into number 4, tiny hinge number 4. Send a short video text within 2 minutes of booking any buyer or listing appointment. Just a simple, hey, it was great connecting, put a name to the face. I'm looking forward to seeing you Tuesday at 3. I'll send you a reminder the day before, and if anything changes, feel free to text me back. Excited to meet you in person. That's it. Okay, when you do this, your no-show rate drops. We saw it happen practically overnight. All right, we've seen show rates increase by 30%, and you already booked the appointment. That's warm money. Losing that buyer or seller to a no-show is the easiest money to save. I'm telling you right now, no shows, you got to get rid of them. You have to formulate an experience between when you hang up that phone and when they meet you, and video goes a long way. Just hit record and send. All right, don't rewatch it. Don't scrutinize it unless, like, the wind blew your hat off or you said a nasty word inside the middle of the conversation. Like, don't worry about it. Don't even rewatch it. Frankly, just send it. And by the way, the more, like, the high quality stuff, people don't trust it. You seem unrelatable. If, like, the lighting's perfect and your hair's blowing, and YouTube's different. You got to kind of do stuff like that. But in a one-to-one video sent within 2 minutes, don't make it pre-recorded. Don't be lazy. It's okay if there's noise in the background and the lighting isn't perfect, and maybe you just jumped off your Peloton and you're a little sweaty. That's totally fine, because people see that as relatable, and that actually builds trust. I've built a whole video about that on my online lead conversion. But anyways, let's jump into the fifth and final thing that we're going to talk about. The fifth tiny hinge that swings big doors in your business that can make you a lot of money. Okay? If you're running open houses, focus on one thing. Get them to see a second property with you that same day. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just say, hey, there's another one 5 minutes away that's similar, but a bigger backyard, or whatever they were looking at, right? And I want to take a quick look while you're out. Right? I'm done here at 4. What are you doing at 4:30? If you can get them in the car or even to follow you in theirs, you're going to be their agent. At least we know this. It increases the likelihood. You're no longer just a host. Agents who master this one tactic see conversion rates from open house increase by 60%. I'm not saying you're going to convert 60% of people. It's saying whatever you were converting, it's going to increase that number by 60%. All right. That one move, here's what it does. It turns browsers into buyers. Okay. It turns potentials into clients. Now, let's do some quick math, all right? Because I want you to know what we're talking about. Let's say your average sales price is $450,000 at 2.5% commission. That's $11,250 per closing. Okay, I'm sure you already knew that. Now, if you're doing 15 deals a year and doing these 5 tweaks adds just 6 more closings annually, that's $67,500 in new income without more hours, more burnout, or more leads. Do that for 3 years, okay? Think long term. And you've added over $200,000 in revenue to your business from 5 small moves. Like they're so insignificant that you probably already wrote them off. You probably say, well, I'm not going to do that every time. It doesn't take it to do it every time, right? There's a book, The Slight Edge, and it talks about the reason we don't do the easy things is because they're so easy to do. They're also very easy to not do. Just got off the phone. I don't have to send that video. I don't have to ask that person if they're willing to go see another house. I don't have to call within 90 seconds from a lead coming in. I can do that in 5 minutes. It's all good. They're so easy not to do that it makes it hard to do them sometimes. But from those 5 little moves that most agents completely overlook, this is exactly the kind of work we do with the agents inside Space Real Estate, right? This is our coaching platform, technically our team, not just more hustle, but smarter systems, all right? These are the levers that we help agents pull every week inside LPT Realty, where we combine infrastructure with innovation to help you scale the right way. Now, if you're watching this on social, comment or DM me with the word Hinges, and I'll walk you through exactly how we implement these in our businesses every single day and how you can do it in your own. If you're watching this on YouTube, hit the link in the description and book a one-on-one time with me, all right? We'll look at your numbers, your conversion gaps, and help you build a plan to increase your income without increasing stresses and expenses. All right, I'm Isaac Guzman, and the future of your business doesn't live in massive overhauls. It lives in small shifts, executed consistently. Tiny hinges, big doors. Let's open yours.